Joining us now for more on this is William Tong. He is the Attorney General of Connecticut. Mr. Attorney General, thank you for joining us. You have some history with this issue. You played a significant role in passing gun legislation in Connecticut as a state legislator following the Sandy Hook shooting. More than 10 years later, unfortunately, we are still seeing some of these same attacks. Can you discuss some of the laws that you helped implement in Connecticut and how they've made, in your opinion, your state safer?
Yeah, what's so frustrating is 10 years later, here we are again, and Connecticut is joined with Texas in suffering and in the loss of life and the loss of children and teachers. And what we did in Connecticut right after Sandy Hook is we acted. We passed a comprehensive law to protect people in Connecticut from gun violence. We have some of the lowest rates of gun violence in the country. And what we did was we banned the AR-15. We banned large capacity magazines. We strengthened our permitting laws, universal background checks. We took action, and that's what needs to happen now. And for the people that are willing to do that, thank you for fighting. And for the people that refuse to act, it's a shame. It's shameful that you refuse to act.
Yeah, you saw your colleague, Senator Chris Murphy, there on the Senate floor pleading with some of his colleagues to take some sort of action, saying that he understands his Republican colleagues may not agree with all the measures he puts forward, but there has to be some sort of common ground that the two parties can find. What do you think needs to change either in Texas or federally across the country to prevent another mass shooting like yesterday's from happening again?
Texas needs to take action immediately. Texas needs to consider what we did in banning the AR, in banning large capacity magazines, in instituting background checks. Eliminating permitting requirements is going in exactly the wrong direction. Right now, we have a case pending before the U.S. Supreme Court, a New York case that could potentially set back efforts to control gun violence for decades by limiting the ways in which states can control when and where people can carry. This is insanity. Texas has to reckon with this right now and take action to protect our children and our teachers, and take very seriously the threat of the proliferation of guns everywhere, including in Texas.
Do you think the change will happen? I mean, we said after Sandy Hook that had to be the sort of springboard. Now we're seeing it again 10 years later. Do you think change will happen?
What I would say to my colleagues in Texas, people who serve in state legislatures, people who serve as attorneys general, state level officials, you have the ability to save lives. How many of our children have to die? How many?
Mr. Attorney General William Tong, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.